Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Brand Momentum Morning Show. I am your host, Faith James, and we are doing vitamin I every single day, Monday through Friday. So excited, so pumped up to get into today's reading. And if this is your first time joining us on the show, we are all about getting you into momentum, whether it's momentum for your life, momentum for your business. One thing that is so critical that you understand is that the daily habits, the daily routines that you set in place for your life are important measures to help keep you on that pace. So we know that there are plenty of times we've been either in a conference or we've gone to an event or a webinar, whatever it might be, and we're really excited and we're really pumped up. And then we take the information and we put it in our pile of workbooks, right? Is it just me? And then we don't do anything with it. And on my retreat that I did last week, Shay Brown, who is just an amazing, amazing human, shout out to Shay, he said that one idea executed is better than 20 brilliant ideas in a to-do list somewhere. So we get to be in momentum. We get to be in active, inspired action. So good morning, beautiful Juliet. Hello, gorgeous. How are you? Thank you for joining. Good morning, Marion. How are you, sunshine? This is what we get to do every single day. And I'm just so privileged and I'm just so proud and blessed that I get to call this my life. So we're reading from all this month. We're reading from the book Audacity to Be Queen by Gina DeVee. And we are in the section where we're talking about spirit is outrageous. So chapter 2 talks about spirituality is your superpower. And we've been sharing different ways in which you can connect in with your higher source, your higher power, how you get to show up in the world. Good morning. Yes, I love it. Fit Friday. So also it's Follow Friday. So if you are not currently a member of the Savvy Branders tribe, go ahead and join. I just posted the link in the comments on all of the platforms. Today is Follow Friday. And so you get to go in and drop all of your links and also be sure that you're following other people. So one of the key things is, give away what it is that you've come to get. That's a key principle when it comes to running your life and your business. Give away what you've come to get. So if you've come to get engagement, you've come to get followers, you've come to get people interacting with your business, with your brand, go interact with somebody else's business and somebody else's brand. Good morning, beautiful Amber. How are you, gorgeous? So let us read. So spirit is outrageous. And please share and tag as you feel led. Let's share the wealth of inspiration with everyone else because we all get to be in full momentum. Good morning, AJ. How are you? Oh, I love that you're here. So, spirit is outrageous. Here's the other thing you need to know about the universe. It is outrageous. I mean, for real, in a Freddie Mercury kind of way. Have you watched a sunset lately? Mesmerizing. Looked into your dog's eyes? Can you even begin to count all the different shades and colors? And what about medical miracles? Spirit just goes in and instantly has tumors vanish in thin air. Talk about amazing superpowers. It is our turn to be outrageous. When we have the audacity to show up like queens and kings, AJ, when we remember that spirit lives within us, our potential is legendary. Like this isn't just hyperbolic commentary. This is for real, the truth. There's nothing that's impossible once you put your mind to it. I shared yesterday that when President Kennedy went to the NASA scientists and said, what is it going to take to get a man on the moon? And no man had ever been on the moon prior to that. And the scientist said the will to do it. So we can live our lives with the outrageousness of the icons we're all inspired by. The Malalas and the Lady Gagas, the Oprahs and the Ellens. They're the ordinary ones, just like you and me, who decided to use spirituality and as their superpower, go for their destiny, and believe in themselves no matter what anyone else said. This is key. No matter what anyone else says. Yep, I love it. Queen Jackie is present. No matter what anyone else says. Legends ignore every whisper of you can't, you won't, or that's not possible, because they're so deeply in touch with their truth that comes from spiritual connection. Because when you believe, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, when you believe that there is nothing too big for our God, when you believe that, you stay connected to that source and you move forward, even though the people on the street are telling you, oh, this is crazy, you can't do that, you can't create a clothing line. There's so many clothing lines already in the marketplace that you just keep moving forward, even though nevertheless. Let's see. They constantly challenge the status quo and strive to be anything but normal or ordinary. Who here, Momentum Crew, is ordinary? Who here is mediocre? Who's like going to raise their hand and go, yep, that's me, I'm mediocre. They see what's currently happening in music, art, entertainment, technology, business, fashion, the list goes on, and ask themselves, what else is possible? How can I do it differently? For these visionary industry leaders and innovators who've chosen to live by universal versus traditional laws, possibility has no limit. And believe it or not, the same goes for you. People, and very likely those you most wished would cheer you on, will try to protest your choices or tell you you're wrong. It's because the traditional mindset doesn't typically understand and is even afraid of life outside the status quo. So when you are pushing, when you are reaching, when you are stretching, the people around you who are not in that abundance mindset, the people who are not in that possibility mindset, they become triggered, they become uneasy because it's stirring up in them their own potential that they're afraid of. Remember the Marianne Williamson quote, our fear isn't that we aren't good or we're not successful. Our fear is in fact that we are powerful, right? That we have these superpowers. Good morning, beautiful Melody Dixon. Yep, we are rocketing out of here. Yes, fab only. This was true for me several different times in my life, especially when I decided to change careers, move to California, and become a life coach extraordinaire. You just spent all of this time and money getting a master's degree in clinical psychology, my colleagues and family argued emphatically. They couldn't relate to my perspective that the conventional, safe route only afforded me the opportunity at age 30 to still be my parents' roommate. Instead, they insisted, are you really going to throw away your license and go join this unestablished profession? Because the predictable income that allowed me to barely make the minimum payments on my credit card was something to worship and hold on to. No, thank you. That's what we talked about yesterday. Now is the best time to shift. If you have been doing something that isn't bringing you joy, that you're not in love with, now is the best time to shift, because the entire planet is shifting. Shift along with it. Don't look at, oh, well, I've been doing this thing for 10 years, 15. if it's not been serving you, if you're not seeing the evidence in your bank account, if you're not seeing the evidence in your heart that you're filled with joy, shift. It took a lot of courage and therapy to get clear on what I was being spiritually guided to do. This new industry of coaching not only empowered me to get way better results for my clients, it also led me on the path of having a much bigger impact in the world. Plus, getting out of debt, Detroit, and the floral wallpapered room I did my high school homework in wasn't overrated either. When we're following spiritual guidance, when we're following spiritual guidance rather than rules set by others and have the audacity to be queen, any purpose-filled career and lifestyle we desire is possible. Other people's opinions don't matter as much, and the excuses vanish when we replace life as we know it with a commitment to using spirituality as our superpower. So when you get out of the idea of thinking it's you and you alone and you have to figure it out and you get to do this thing by yourself, when you call on the name of the Lord, when you call on the Most High and say, I need you now more than ever, I need help, show me the way, now you're cooking with gas. Is in that anything is possible space, we manifest the epic life with grace and speed. And so yesterday I asked, where are you in terms of your belief that you can have this epic life? And again, it wasn't in any judgment. It's just an awareness of where are you, so you know where you get to go. You know where you get to focus, because if you're at a 6, then the question you get to ask yourself is, what's in the gap for me? What's between a 6 and a 10? What's going to get me to believe at a 10? Bob Proctor's famous for saying, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Can you visualize your clothing line being showcased in Bloomingdale's, in Neiman Marcus, in Saks? Can you see your art being showcased in a gallery opening in New York? Can you see your craft being sold at a fabulous hotel? What are those called? Like the little gift centers. Can you see that in your mind when I just said that? Can you see you've become the event planner extraordinaire for all of the corporate locations in your community? Can you see that? If you can picture that, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. That's universal law. Thank you, my love. The hotel gift shop. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. One of my colleagues from my leadership program, she's interior design, and mostly interior design. I think she's an interior designer, an event space, designer. Just won the McLaren business. Who knows what McLaren is? When I say the brand McLaren, do you know what I'm talking about? Just yes or no, if you know. If you don't know, just no. McLaren. Who knows what that brand is? Yes. Top notch, posh, everything zhuzh and good racing car brand. And she won that out of all of the top design firms in the UK. She won that. And when we had the conversation and she was telling me what her pitch was and how she did it, I was just like, brava, so brilliant. Because She didn't just focus in on the design and the look and what the showroom would look like and all those things. She said, yes, you love that. Yes, absolutely, Juliet, it's a car. She said, but I understand that the culture, the soul of the founder, there's this picture of him, of the founder of McLaren, sweeping the floor in some part in the building. The CEO, the founder, the owner, sweeping. And her presentation was that that picture would be, I don't know, done like 70 feet by whatever. And that the little pixels within that picture would be the faces of every single person, every single department, every single employee in the McLaren enterprise. So from the salespeople to the marketing to the janitors to everybody, the pixels, when you go in close, would be a picture of each person. But then when you pull back, it's the founder sweeping the floor. She, Audacity, to go a different route, Audacity to go in a route that most people were just like, we're going to do this, and we're going to have lights, right? They went that route and she won that. Right? She could have looked at that and go, oh my gosh, all these big, huge architectural design firms in the UK and London, they've got all these, there's no way me, you know, and my crew, small crew, could ever go pitch McLaren and dare to think you could win it. But that is exactly what happened. Think about that. This literally just happened. So all things are possible. Yes. Brilliant. And there was another story. I was in a clubhouse room and I was in a conversation with this gentleman. He was a former VP of NBC or president of NBC, and another gentleman who ran a $15 million advertising agency. And he was talking about a pitch process, because obviously that's what, when, you know, I was in the agency world, that's what we live and die by, right? The pitch process, new business development, doing big pitches. And he shared that during the pitch process, and he wasn't even aware that he had done this, while his team was, so he was a general manager, while his team was pitching and presenting the ideas to the client, he had gone to the back and gotten, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 bottles of water and set it in front of each of his team members. And so they did the pitch, and then, you know, other agencies would come in and pitch. And when they were announced as the winner of the pitch, they went to dinner with a client, and they were talking, and he said, so tell me, she's like, what happened? Like, tell me why you ended up selecting our agency. And she said, do you remember when you got up and got the water for your team? And he was like, nope. But she said that was the moment. She's like, we want people with that character, with that connection to being in service. Even though he's like the head honcho, he's like getting his people water. That, of course, all things being equal, you know, their creative work was good, but that was the thing that put them over the top. So there's nothing that's impossible, right? Nothing that's impossible. So shout out to Heather. She dared to be queen and got that McLaren business. So, right. So people are going to tell you, you spent all this time, Melody, you spent all these years, you built up all these like records of, you know, working in corporate, and then you're going to go leave all that and like go hang your own shingle. That has nothing to do with you. That's just the fear within the people, because they're not yet in their leadership and they're not really yet to this point. And as I said yesterday, we get to pray for them and set intentions that they come closer to the campfire. Absolutely, Amber. With God, all things are possible. All things. So we stand strong. We hold the line. We hold the line. So When we're following spiritual guidance rather than the rules set by others and have the audacity to be queen, any purposeful career and lifestyle we desire is possible. In the anything is possible space, we manifest the epic life with grace and speed. With grace and speed. So I want to give you another story that literally happened yesterday. So I think, well, I know Melody is and Jacqueline is, and maybe a few more jumped into that 14-day revenue challenge with Janda. And that's one of the programs that I'm in. And so my retreat was so successful, like totally blew all the numbers out of the water. So normally your opt-in rate is like 30%, meaning you send out the invitation and invite people to come to your summit, come to your retreat, and 30% of them will click and give you their name and email. Mine was like 51.7%. So that was just like, whoa. And I had no idea. I didn't even know what the numbers were. I was just like doing exactly what you told me to do and just, just staying in forward momentum. My conversion rate, so from those who gave the information to say, yes, I'm going to register, 80% clicked the thank you page and paid the $47 to optimize, the $47 to get access to VIP, to get access to all of the bonuses. That's just another like blow it out the water. So that's how I ended up on her stage yesterday, because you just don't walk on Shanda's stage for no good reason. And it was really to demonstrate to, the thousands of people in the challenge right now that when you do the work, when you do the training, it works. And, sure, then subsequently I've monetized. The offer on that day was to join the CEO boot camp, which by the way starts May 3rd. And so far, I think we've got, I'm going to say like 5 or 6. No, Juliet's already claimed her seat at the table. And the point of all that is because I was on that stage, right? Because I did the work, wasn't like favoritism. Shanda doesn't know me. I didn't know her before I got into her program. So I was there sharing, like maybe within an hour, and I actually have to call her, this woman, back. I get a voice message from a woman who is a PBS producer. She produces all sorts of shows on PBS, and she's got this big 3-day like global event for, impacting women all across the globe. And it's huge. I mean, she's connected with like the Dalai Lama and the Clintons, and she was like listing off her connections on the voicemail. And she's like, so here's my phone number. Here's my website. I'd love to have a talk with you. Now, I don't know what she wants to talk to me about. The point is it's irrelevant because my phone number was not given out. I wasn't making a pitch from Shanda's stage. I was there in support of her saying, yeah, her stuff is good. Do her program. This woman who's in the audience of however many thousands of people in that group, if you guys are in there, there's like a lot of people in there, and phoned me, found my number and phoned me to say, hey, this is who I am. I'd like to have a conversation with you. My point in saying all this to you is that when you just keep moving forward, when you just keep doing the work, when you just keep doing the even though nevertheless, when, so many people like, oh, Faith, go get a job, go get a real job, get a job, get a real job. Did you send out your resume? You're going to get a real job, get a real job. So now I sit here today fully expressed in my potential, showing you all of the things that's going on in my business and sharing with you things as they're happening live with me. If I was sitting behind somebody's corporate desk now, I would not have been in a place to be aligned with this woman who produces events for PBS, who Desmond Tutu is on the board of her company, and it just would not happen otherwise. And I believe in just keep it moving. Sometimes people say, oh, I'm doing 2 other things. Like, listen, you're doing 2, do 3. I want to say literally, if I would probably count it up, let me see. Leadership, pace, TEM, ideal client, Four different business development / personal development, because I am so certain and so committed and so in my knowing all things are possible through Christ, that this is the year I am claiming that I get to say and be not just a millionaire, but a million a year. It's a difference, right? We're all millionaires. Like if you count up the number of years and how much money you've made since you started making money, majority of the people, absolutely. You've brought in, or you've earned, let's not even consider with the taxes, but you've earned $1 million. But what I'm focused on now, it's not just a millionaire, $1 million a year plus business. And you can't even scope it. You can't even quantify it other than that your intention is just to keep going. And that as you're moving, God's just putting the things in front of you. You know, like when you're getting married, in most events, they're like the little flower girl. She's just walking ahead of you and just throwing petals, orchids, roses. Yes, queen, walk on the orchids, walk on the roses. Here's your path. I'm making a way for you. Make way, the queen is coming. That when you have that intention, that mindset, and you put those earplugs in and you put on the blinders, and the people in the street can't tell you nothing. They have no words for you other than, here is your check. If they don't have a check for you, they can't talk to you, because guess what? They're not on the path that you're on. So we get to be really clear that we don't get advice, that we don't take counsel, we don't take anything from the people in the peanut gallery, because you don't know what it's like. People look at me, oh my gosh, everything's coming up roses for you. So, but you didn't see me at 2:00 in the morning when I was on a Zoom with the Pakistani from Fiverr trying to help me get my API and my 10,000 codes that I needed for my branding course to send to AppSumo. You didn't see me when I was doing that, right? You didn't see me on Saturday when it's like gorgeous outside and I'm literally sitting here in my office working, creating content. So we don't get to take advice from those people. Good Time Tina can't say nothing to us. She just can't. And we get to be very clear about who we let into our business, who we let give us advice, because only and until they are on the path, they have been there, done that they can give you some counsel that says, oh, no, here's an easier way to get your productivity rating up. Here's an easier way to get your email connected to your Facebook. Here's an easier way, if you have a group, to automatically get the people who join your group for that information to go right into your email database. So you're not sitting there touching the data, as we would say in the industry, 2-3 times. You want to touch data one time. If you're touching it 2 and 3 times, meaning you go to a networking event, you get a stack of cards. Then now you got to take the cards, you got to look at it. Then you type it into either like, if it's like I'm trying to think, some of the app ones, you have those, you can scan it and it uploads. But then if you don't have a system that automatically, once it's uploaded, it goes right into your email database, then there you go again. Now you print it off this thing. Now you're typing it into your email system. You've just wasted a whole heap of time. And as CEOs, we don't have that kind of time to waste. So this is what I'm saying to you. Don't. Good morning, beautiful angel. How are you? We can't. You saw wonderful. Thank you, beautiful. Good morning, Sharon. We don't get to waste that kind of time, because as CEOs, our time is valuable. I remind you always, Richard Branson in an article said 70% of his time is spent on his island, on his wakeboard. He's using his mind. He's strategizing. What's the next big move? He's not fiddling with trying to connect email, Facebook to email, to ClickFunnels, to any. He's strategizing. So are you being the CEO of you? This is why this program that I'm launching on May 3rd is so critical, that if you're not in it, you're missing out big. The board of directors, having a board of directors assembled for you, that alone, if I didn't do anything else in this program, gold mine. Because how many of you know you get to a place where you have a lot of information, right? We're not short on information. You can go Google pretty much everything, anything. But it's having the person who's steeped in the knowledge, who's done the work, who has the experience to say, this is the way we're going to do it. This is the best way. Try this, do this. Okay, let's look at that. When you have that support, it doesn't even matter what you're doing. You're not going it alone. And that's why I'm so focused on making sure that, listen, that everybody hears the words coming out of my mouth, because at least I know I've done my part. When God says, did you tell the people that there's help? I can say yes. And then the decision becomes yours, whether you want to get on board or not. I said yesterday when I was doing the live in the Women's Helping Women Facebook group, you get to say yes and figure out the details later. If you try to sit and think, let me do this and you're going to be exactly where you are next year. And this is the thing that I'm so focused on shifting. Because the faith, when you activate the faith, that is the secret sauce. That is the magic potion. When you activate your faith, like you play, like, I don't know if you guys ever play like video game or any kind of like, games on the apps. When you get to a certain thing and you unlock like a mystery thing in a box, all of a sudden you get like 50,000 extra points, right? It's like jackpot for those of you who ever played like the slot machines, right? The activation of your faith is you unlocking a treasure trove of magic from God himself. Faith, you get to activate your faith. You cannot have faith in fear. Does not compute, cancels it out. This is why they say you get to step out on faith. That's how God rewards you, because that's what he wants. He wants you to recognize, acknowledge, praise him, understand that he and he alone is God. And then when you're trying to say, oh no, I got to, you're not trusting him. You're basically saying, God, you know what? I don't trust you and you're a liar, because you say you can do all things, but you didn't do X, Y, and Z, because guess what? Then we get into our head of like, oh, well, it should have gone this way. We know our ways are not his ways. Our thoughts are not our thoughts. Again, we're not trusting him. So if you want to have miraculous, magical things start to happen for you, you get to have a really, really, really deep, connected, active relationship with God. When I tell you the book that I'm working on right now, my third book is God is My Brand Strategist. It's the full declaration and process of how I've utilized scripture to run my life, run my business. Because the things that I'm doing and the things that are happening for me, it is only by God, but God. And I get to declare that loud and proud every single day. I am fearless. I am unrelenting. I am unbothered. For whoever is incensed that I call on the name of the Lord a little too much. They're not your people. They're not my people. I'm not worried. But we get to shift. We don't get to stay stuck and stay in our confusion. The devil lives in confusion. That's why it says the devil is in the details, because there you are down in the bottom of the basement with the details. Well, how's this going to work? And I'm doing this thing, and God created the universe. Do you think he is not able to sort your situation out so it gets gooder and gooder? I'm telling you, you get to believe. You get to have your Abraham moment. The minute you do that, you get to have your Peter moment, right? When they saw Jesus walking along the boat and they thought it was a ghost. And he was like, oh my gosh, it's a ghost. And Jesus was like, relax, it's me. And Peter was like, hey, I want to walk on water too. Hey, I want to have, a morning show. Hey, I want to have an event. Hey, I want to do a retreat. Hey, I want to host a weekly webinar. Okay, come. Step out on the water. And Peter did. And what was Peter doing while he was stepping out on the water, while he was physically walking on the water? His eyes were fixed on the Lord. The minute he looked down, oh, geez. Oh, this is going to be happening at 7:00 at night. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I have to do some homework on the, oh, I don't know. Then you get into the details and what was happening. Then Peter started to drown. It's scriptural, my loves. This is nothing new. I'm telling you, God already told you, but sometimes we act like we don't hear him. We act like we don't know. He's already told us. Keep your eyes affixed on me, even though nevertheless, full faith, full belief. You can't see the staircase, but guess what? We're just going to still step. The staircase will reveal itself to you as you go. Spirit is outrageous. You just have to invite it in and say, be fully expressed and outrageous in my life. I believe. We get to move your belief meter from 6 to a 6.5, from a 3 to a 3.5. As long as you're inching up, it's good. Don't feel like you need to get there today, tomorrow. Oh, I'm a 10. Because we have been so covered. We've got this shield in front of our eyes that blinds us to the truth. And what I'm so passionate about and pleading with you guys is don't let this year go by and then next year meets you here and you're still here. Talking about you're looking for a plan. You're looking for, the plan has already been given to you. The plan has already been resourced for you. You just need to step up and unlock. The key is right there, and the key is called faith. Check in with your giving. Are you so focused on yourself? Me. Are you looking up? Are you giving to others? Of your time, of your resources. Remember, I told you my store was $25 to each ministry. Right? If you looked at it in the natural, like, what can God do with $50? That can't do. He's got the whole billions of people to move to the kingdom. $50 can't help him. But it's not the amount, it's the intention behind the amount. Yes, Arvis, he is more than able. More than able. It's like a builder built us this gorgeous house. And then we're going to look at him and say, do you know what sheetrock is? Are you sure? I'm not sure that you know what the builder just built you the house. What are you asking him if he knows what sheetrock is? Like, that's crazy. Like, he look at you like you're crazy. That's what God's doing. Like, what? You think I can't? You think I can't get your book to number 1? You think I can't get your speaking platform to go global? You think I can't get you event planner designate for celebrities? You think he's up there looking at you like you're a little off. That's what he's looking to Gabriel. He's looking at Michael, Archangel, like, are they for real right now? Me, who flung stars into the skies? Who keeps the water where it is? Like, think about that, guys. How does the water just stop at a certain point and then it goes back? This is why in the book, she says it's outrageous. You look at the sunset, you've seen some, for those of us in sunny weather right now, but overall, the night sky last night at about, 12 o'clock, because I was in a leadership training, I just took a break and I went out and I looked up at the stars. And it was just like, wow, we have an awesome God. Like, just look at this. Like, I'm like, wow, that looks like a planet right there. And then I'm looking at the stars. And then I was like, oh, well, Get back inside, honey, before the night bears come out. Don't get too crazy out here stargazing. So I went back inside. But think about it. Think about it. How he adorns the lilies of the valley. They worry not for what they're going to do, or they're just being lilies. The birds of the air, they're not like, oh my God, I need to get a Venmo because I need some food right now. And I don't know, who can I get like a cash app to get me some seeds? They're just like being birds, and the Lord will provide, and provide he does. And so if he created us humans, his masterpiece, just below the angels hang out with God up on high. So we're just below the angels. He has given man dominion over everything on the earth. So the animals, we rule over them. We're the only species with conscious thought, ability to choose. And you think his masterpiece is just going to like throw it in the duster dump and like, oh, 70% off sale item, don't, whatever. Really? Like, that's seriously. So if I had said, oh, you know what, I'm already in my $1 million morning mentor program. I can't do Shanda's list power. I can't do her I can't do PACE because that's her year-long program that I'm in. I can't do leadership. I would not be right now, when I hang up with you guys, going to call the woman who's was a producer, executive producer for PBS, who has Desmond Tutu on her board. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I could have not, I don't know this woman from anywhere, but I'm about to go have a conversation with her about her Women's Day Live 3-day celebrity infused music live, all about raising funds to help women around the world. I don't know her. But because I'm just taking one step in front, I'm just on the path. And I'm like, God, your will be done. I am, even though nevertheless, just keep it moving. Because I believe that whatever sacrifices I get to make along the way to stay in faith, to demonstrate to God that I believe, even when, as Brenda Swanson and I were joking, like, oh, when things are crunchy means like, ooh, like the budget's kind of tight right now. Even when things were crunchy, we're just still moving forward, because I run the even though nevertheless scenario. I run the worst case scenario. And as I said, if I don't end up homeless under the Roosevelt Bridge in any of the scenarios, because this is what we do. We're like, oh my God, what if that doesn't work? I'm going to do this event. Nobody's going to come. And I already paid my VA $500. And we run the negative. Like, that's where we're like, what bad scenarios could I think of today? Oh my gosh, I'm not going to have the event planning designate. And then I'm going to be like homeless. I'm going to be starving. Then I'm going to be living down in Tent City. We love to run the negative. We don't sit and go, oh my gosh, what happens when I am event planner designate? And then now we're living down in South Beach, because now we're like, the event planner for the one. And we don't spend any time doing that. And the devil's happy. He's like, look at my people just swimming in negativity. We love it. When we do that, we're shaming God. We are shaming him. So as we go into this weekend, my loving invitation to you is to do one thing that stretches your faith more than you've ever stretched before. So if you're in a belief at a 3, do something that's going to stretch you into believing at a 3.5 or a 4. If you're at a 9.5, do something that's going to be stretching you into a 10, a 10.5. Now you're off the Richter scale. Because there's a truth and a knowing that only the people who go too far know how far they can go. Only the people who go too far know how far they can go. And me on this fabulous Friday, on this financially freedom Friday, on this follow Friday, I go big. So in the chat, let me know what is your thought on what you're going to do to go further. Let me see them. We're going to wrap a little bit before 11, but I want to see, what are you going to do to stretch your faith a little bit more, to demonstrate to God that you are seeking, you are desirous of big faith? Okay, let me see. All right. Okay, Melody is going to increase sales activities boldly. So, Melody, give me some specifics. What does that look like? Like, what are you doing now? What's a specific sale activity that you're going to be increasing with boldness? Give me a specific on this one, Jacqueline. Which specific heart desire and what action specifically are you going to take? How are you going to, Arvis, show your belief? Because, right, we know faith, belief without works is dead. This is why that is such a key part in scripture. Because we can give lip service to it, but God says, show me. You believe in me? Show me. What's going to be your Abraham moment? So I'm going to share this. Hang on, cancel that. Let's see how long this is. 5 minutes. So that'll take us right at the top. So I want us to watch this. It's the death crawl scene from Facing the Giants. It's a movie about a football team and moving through your limiting beliefs. This is actually one of the pieces of content that we're going to be working on in the CEO bootcamp, but I want to give you a sense of what it is so you can experience the type of shifting that gets to be done in the CEO morning mindset. Okay, so Melody says, reached out to the hotel in Fort Lauderdale to send the linen. Okay, great. With outreach to others to offer to be the event decorator. Perfect. And set yourself a goal of how many. So if you've been reaching out to 5, reach out to 10. Because when we're not doing more, it's because the fear is there. It's like, oh, the fear of the rejection. You know, when we read Think and Grow Rich for Women, one of the basic fears, right? It's that fear of that rejection. Just move through it. Okay, need sleep and time. So okay, Jacqueline. So when you are done with whichever one you're in, then you get to pause and assess, because this is very important. You guys hear me this, that we jump into things and we want to make sure that we're not just jumping into everything. You know, in Jamaica, what's the saying there? We say, it's not every drum pan that knocks means I'm going to dance. And every drum pound not means I'm gonna dance. That's mean not because somebody plays a beat. I'm like, oh, it's gotta be the right beat. You're like, oh, this is my song. So just check and see how these other things are going for you. Are you feeling like you're monetizing? Are you feeling like you're making progress? You're feeling like you've taken another step? That's what we get to do. We get to analyze and then make another decision, because sometimes our calendar is filled with a lot of the wrong stuff. And what I say is focus in on the IPA, income producing activity. It is not a good thing to have your calendar, from morning to night. That's true. We need time to breathe, to think, to spend quality time with our families. But we also get to assess then where are we spending the time? What is this contributing to specifically of a goal that I've set, and making sure that we're on the right path. But yeah, absolutely. Family time. I mean, I even said yesterday, I said, I'm putting back my tennis time. I used to do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday playing tennis. That gets to go back on the calendar. So I totally hear you on that. Woohoo! Look at Angel. Look at Angel. I say Angela. Angel being awesome. She's leveling up. He grabbed her seat at the table. Welcome, CEO. Welcome. And she's in platinum. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you find the right source and you stay there, there's no need jumping all over creation. The right source. So my love, I can't wait to have the team welcome you in. I can't wait to get you in the program. Sit tight. We're coming to get you. Good morning, Tracy. Wonderful to have you in the studio. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to share with you this video. Lean in. I want you to think about what's coming up for you as you watch this, because this is very powerful. Here we go. Make sure I share. Okay.
So, Coach, how strong is Westview this year?
A lot stronger than we are.
You already written Friday night down as a loss, Brock?
Well, not if I know we could beat them.
Come here, Brock. You too, Jeremy.
What, am I in trouble now?
Not yet. I want to see you do the death crawl again, except I want to see your absolute best.
What, you only go to the 30?
I think you go to the 50.
The 50. I can go to the 50 if nobody's on my back.
I think you can do it with Jeremy on your back. But even if you can, I want you to promise me you're going to do your best.
All right.
Your best.
Okay.
You going to give me your best?
I'm going to give you my best.
All right, one more thing. I want you to do it blindfolded.
Why?
Because I want you giving up at a certain point when you can go further. Get down. Jeremy, get on his back. I get a good tight hold, Jeremy. All right, let's go, Brock. Keep your knees off the ground, just your hands and feet. There you go. A little bit left. There you go. It's gonna be good effort. That way, Brock. You keep coming. There you go. It's a good start. A little bit left. A little bit left. There you go, Brock. Good strength. That's it, Brock. That's it.
Not at the 20 yet?
Forget the 20. You give me your best. You keep going. That's it. No, don't stop, Brock. You got more in you than that.
I ain't done. Just rest a second.
You got to keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's go. Don't quit till you got nothing left. There you go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving it. Your very best. Your very best. Your very best. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Don't quit on me. Keep going. Keep driving it. Keep your knees off the ground. That's it. Your very best. Don't quit on me. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving it. Don't quit till you got nothing left. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. I want everything you got. Come on, keep going. hurts. Don't quit on me. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go.
He's heavy.
I know he's heavy.
I'm buying straight.
Then you negotiate with your body to find more strength, but don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going, you hear me? You keep going, you're doing good, you keep going. Do not quit on me. You keep going. I know it hurts, you keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here. 30 more steps. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Keep going. And let it burn. It's all hard. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Come on. Keep going. You promised me your best. Your best. Don't stop. Keep going. It's not too hard. You keep going. Come on, Brock. Give me more. Give me more. Keep going. 20 more steps. 20 more. Keep going, Brock. Give me your best. Don't quit. No. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Brock Kelly, you don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. Go, Brock Kelly. You don't quit on me. No, you keep going. You keep going. Go, Brock. 10 more steps. 10 more. 10 more. 10 more. Keep going. Don't quit. Give me yours. You can. You can. 5 more. 5 more. Come on, Brock. Come on. Don't quit. Don't quit. Come on. 1 more. Look up, Brock. You're in the end zone. Brock, you are the most influential player on this team. If you walk around defeated, so will they. Don't tell me you can't give me more than what I've been seeing. You just carried a 140-pound man across this whole field in your arms. Brock, I need you. God's gifted you with the ability of leadership. Don't waste it.
Coach?
Can I count on you?
Yes. Coach?
What is it, Jeremy?
I wear 160.
All right. Who's next?
I mean, wow. Wow. God has gifted you with the ability of leadership. Don't give up on me. Don't give up on yourself. When you think you can't, you can. And you get there when you have somebody who's going to believe in you and push you and say, forget about just going just to 20. He thought he was doing 20. Then he was like 50. His push into the end zone was everything. So you are sitting in your limiting belief, oh, I can only do this. I can only do 2. I can only do that. You get to push out of that and head into greatness. This is my desire for you. I am telling you because I'm doing it. This is the link to get into the CEO Bootcamp Mastermind now. Don't wait. Don't make the excuses. Don't think you can only do 20, 50. You have a coach, you have a mentor that's going to drive you into your full potential that God's anointed you with. The decision becomes easy, but it's yours. It's your decision, but know that God is watching because he knows what he's gifted you with, and he knows you've got more. You've got more. Yes, listen to him, Arvis. Get off the sideline and get into the game of your life. Get off the sideline, Sharon, and get into the game of your life. Melody, get off the sideline, get into the game of your life. And you're doing that because you're in leadership, and I'm so proud of you. get into the game of your life, everyone. It's not a test. So with that, let that sit with you. Go get into the program, and I will see everybody next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Be blessed. Stay up, stay in full potential, possibility, dream, stretch your faith. I love you guys so much. Take care. Be well.